Your family lawyer is here again. My name is Ehi. I'm your favorite family lawyer. Welcome to another family time. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being on this ride with me. I cannot love you less. And if you are stopping by for the very first time, thank you for stopping by. On this channel, we gist a lot. We talk, we learn, and we share all about Nigerian family law. We touch on subjects like marriage, divorce, inheritance, probate, and all of that family stuff. So please endeavor to join the family. Click the subscribe button down below and turn on the post notification bell so that you will be the first to know each time we post a new video. Now let's get into the gist for today. So within the week, I met a friend's friend who is scheduled to get married second week of July, as in next month July. But then he's not getting married anymore because his fiance or his ex-fiancée said she was no longer interested, and then she called off the wedding. So he was asking, can he sue? What can he do? And I'm like, wait, I need to bring this gist to my guys. Like, we need to talk about this gist here. Like, you guys need to know if you can or you cannot sue in a case like this. So can you bring an action for a breach of promise to marry? When someone promises to get married to you and then the person fails to keep that promise, can you sue the person? Can you take the person to court? Nigerian law views an agreement to marry or a promise to get married as a legal contract. So if you fail to keep that promise, then you are in breach of a contract. You get? So what are the things that you must do before you can validly bring an action for breach of promise to marry in a Nigerian court? Before you can go to court for breach of promise to marry, before you can validly bring such an action to court, you must first prove that you are single and the person you are suing was single at the time he or she made that promise to marry you. Second thing you must prove is capacity as to age. So you must prove that you have attained the legal age to be able to make such a promise or accept such a promise. Now, after these things have been satisfied, you can validly bring an action to court, a civil action to court for breach of promise to marry. Now, upon filing the action in court, you have to satisfy the court on two grounds before the court can validly hold that there was in fact a breach of a promise to marry. The first thing that you must satisfy the court about is that a promise was made. You must prove before the court that a promise was made, like somebody made a promise to marry you. The second thing that you must prove is that that promise has been broken by that person who made it. So in proving these things, you have to adduce hard evidence. Because of this need for evidence in court, it passes off to me as though this breach of promise to marry favors only those people or those persons who have taken their relationships a step further. So I just think it favors people who are already engaged to be married or who are already in the process of planning their wedding, because most of the time the evidence that you can produce before the court is an engagement ring. You could produce maybe a proposal video if you have a video of your engagement party and where he or she proposed to you. Yes, he or she. That could also fly in court. Then if you are in the process of getting married, just like our guy I mentioned in the beginning, you could bring forth your wedding cards or any other thing that you have. So I do not particularly think that this favors like a normal boyfriend and girlfriend thing, because it's going to be your word against mine kind of situation, and oh, he made future plans with me, I made future plans with him, and all of that without any evidence. So now the question is, if I file an action for breach of promise to marry in court, would the court now give an order for specific performance? Like, would the court order that with immediate effect go and marry Ehi because you have promised to marry Ehi? Would the court give such an order? No, the court wouldn't give such an order. Like, can you force me to marry you? That's going to be unbearable for the rest of my life. It's more like forced imprisonment now. So the court wouldn't make such an order. But what the courts would do in this circumstance is to award damages. But the awarding of damages is solely on the discretion of the court. So the court would award damages in situations of this kind of breach. Now, what are the types of damages that the court can award? The court can award damages for financial loss. Damages for financial loss would include expenses that have been incurred as a result of the promise. So if you do something that you would normally do before I promise to marry you, you have not lost anything financially. You have to prove that, oh, you spent money or you expended money, you incurred cost on something because of the promise that I made to you. So back to our guy at the beginning. Now, he has spent money for wedding cards. I'm very sure that he had gotten his suit. I'm very sure that he had maybe rented an event hall, like you have to pay for your venue. So I'm very sure he had gotten a venue. Maybe he even got like an event planner. Maybe he had procured caterers and all of that. He has expended money because of this promise of marriage. If there was no promise for marriage, he wouldn't print wedding cards, he wouldn't get a wedding hall, he wouldn't get a wedding suit and all of that stuff. So the court in this case would award damages for financial loss incurred as a result of the promise that was made. Another thing that the court can award damages for is the court can award compensatory damages for injury to health. Now what this means is, if due to the fact that I broke my promise to marry you, you get into a health situation, or you get a health challenge, maybe you get like a failed heart or something, or you even get into depression, because in this country we don't pay so much attention to depression, but it happens to the best of us. Yes, the court can award compensatory damages for that kind of injury, but like I said, it is strictly and solely on the discretion of the court. The third thing that the court can do is award damages for compensatory loss of advantage. Now what this means is, because I promised to marry you, or maybe you asked me, would you marry me, and I said yes, so I've agreed to marry you. I made a promise by saying yes, by accepting your offer of marriage. I in turn made a promise to marry you, and then I tell you that, oh, I'm no longer interested in getting married to you. But we had been engaged for like 2 years, and in the space of those 2 years you had prospective women who were ready to get married to you, and maybe they were even ready to sponsor the wedding and all of that. But because, oh, you have engaged Ehi, you do not want to leave, you want to stay here and all of that, you refused all of them, and then I'm coming to say, oh, I can't get married to you anymore. The court can award compensatory damages for loss of advantage, but like I said, it is solely on the discretion of the court. So it depends on the facts of every case and the evidence adduced before the court. At the end of the day now, do you think that two people who have not taken their relationship to the next level, they are not engaged yet and they are just still at the boyfriend-girlfriend stage and probably even cohabiting, I could be with you for 6 months, 1 year, and we're already promising ourselves the whole world, and I'm saying, oh, I'm your wife, you're my husband, I can't wait to marry you. What do you think? Let us know in the comment section down below if you think that mere future plans and promises and all of that between two people who are yet to be engaged constitutes promise to marry, or we have to wait till there is a ring involved and there's an actual proposal. Do you think it is okay to sue someone for breach of promise to marry, knowing that the court would not make an order for specific performance, knowing that the court would not order that person to immediately get married to you, and it is just an award of damages? Do you think that it is worth the stress at the end of the day? Because I think that you cannot sufficiently compensate for the emotional trauma and the heartbreak and everything involved. So do you think it is even worth the stress at the end of the day? Let us know in the comment section. Let us chit chat about this, and let us hear gist. Let us hear stories, like gist us, because I know that these things happen everywhere. I just told you a story of a guy last week, and it's happening to him live and direct. So please intimate me in the comment section. I want to see your comments. I want to know what you think. I want to know if you think it is worth the stress at the end of the day. I want to know if you can sue somebody for breach of promise to marry, even though you know that the person is eventually not going to marry you, but you just want to sue the person. You just want to chick pepper in the person's eyes. I want to know all of your thoughts. Do not forget to like this video, share this video, follow me on all social media platforms. Follow me on Instagram at yourfamilylawyer_ng. Follow me on TikTok at ehi_yfl. Follow me on Twitter at ur_familylawyer. Please do not forget to subscribe before leaving and turn on the post notification bell so that you would always be at alert and you would know whenever a video drops. I cannot stop loving you guys. I love you too much to love you less. I'm Ehi, and I'm your family lawyer. I'll see you guys.